Live from Waterford and Dungarvan, this is Waterford at 1 News.
Good afternoon, I'm Eimear McKeown. Today's top stories. The chances of a Brexit deal today appear to be fading. A Waterford TD says he can't understand how children are still being admitted to the mental health unit at University Hospital Waterford. Exceptional numbers of Portuguese man-of-war jellyfish washed up on Waterford beaches. And in sport, tributes are being paid to Michael Brick Walsh, who's expected to announce his retirement from inter-county hurling. The chances of a Brexit deal today appear to be fading. The DUP has expressed concerns about the proposals being negotiated between the EU and the UK. Our political correspondent Sean Defoe has more.
Today is the deadline for getting a legal text on the table that EU leaders could rubber stamp at their summit in Brussels tomorrow, but optimism has been fading all morning about a deal. The DUP leadership has been in Downing Street for talks, but MP Sammy Wilson has been raising familiar concerns about customs and consent, something Taoiseach of Radker acknowledged as an issue.
There are many issues that still need to be fully resolved, particularly around the consent mechanism and also some issues around customs and VAT.
The Taoiseach said he hopes a deal can be done today, but if it isn't, there's the possibility of another EU summit next week. That, though, would likely mean a Brexit extension has to be requested by Boris Johnson on Saturday, something he's keen to avoid. A briefing of EU ambassadors planned for this lunchtime's now been moved to 5 o'clock, and with literal hours left, it seems unlikely a deal is getting done this week.
Meanwhile, Brexit could be a reason behind the delay of the North Quays project. That's according to a Waterford City councillor. The planning application for the project has still not been submitted by the developer, having missed several deadlines. Fianna Fáil's Eddie Mulligan says he's heard Brexit could be a cause of this.
For the contract on the new quays, I see the developer's name is now Falcon Real Estate. Are we covered in the contract that's signed, or is it with the Faraz Al Care, or is it with the real estate? And also, is there any conditions in the plan in relation to Brexit? It's just I'm beginning to hear rumours. I just would like to quell those rumours.
Council CEO Michael Walsh says there's no truth to the rumours.
The company is a wholly owned subsidiary. It's Irish. It has to be an Irish entity and is set up accordingly. And in terms of the other details, I'd be happy to look at it. Brexit isn't having any impact in the context of the planning application being lodged, although I would say in general terms it's not helping anything at the moment, but that's not the specific cause in this instance, I assure you.
A Waterford TD says he can't understand how children are still being admitted to the mental health unit at University Hospital Waterford. A new inspection report from the Mental Health Commission found 8 children were admitted to the Department of Psychiatry at UHW since last July. That's despite the unit lacking age-appropriate facilities. Speaking in the Dáil, Sinn Féin TD David Cullinan says the hospital is struggling to achieve compliance with regulations.
Not all staff involved in the care of children had training in Children First. Children residents did not have access to age-appropriate advocacy services. The admission of children policy did not address the procedures in relation to family liaison, parental consent, confidentiality and the requirement for each child to be individually risk assessed. It found that residents' general health needs were not monitored and assessed by their specific needs. And to add insult to injury, the centre was not clean, hygienic and free from offensive odours. What in God's name is happening, and how is that allowed to happen, that children and adults with mental health circumstances are being treated in that fashion?
In response to Deputy Cullinan, Minister of State for Mental Health Jim Daly says they're making progress in relation to this issue.
On the issue of children being admitted to, in 2008, about 10 years ago, 3 out of every 4 children who were admitted to adult units. Thankfully that has reversed now. It's about 1 in every 4, 3 out of every 4 are going to age appropriate. Last year there was 84, this year so far there's 37. We are making very significant improvements on that, but there are still a number of children being admitted.
The president of Waterford Institute of Technology is confident that issues surrounding the Technological University for the South East will be resolved. Members of the teaching union in Waterford voted overwhelmingly in favour of a memorandum of understanding in June. However, Carlow rejected the proposals. Professor Donnelly says combined together they have a strength where they can deliver a great university.
We resolved questions, we resolved concerns that our unions had, and in a very definite way. So I'm confident that it will be resolved. It has to be resolved because you cannot go without bringing your people with you.
He says the conversation about Waterford going it alone is finished.
We entered into the process of creating a technological university in line with the legislation. People in Waterford raised questions. People asked that questions. We had the conversation. And now we've made a clear statement that we are moving forward within the legislation, within the framework that's there now.
A notice is being placed at Ardmore, Clonea and Tramore beaches advising the public of the possible presence of dangerous jellyfish on the shore and in the water. Waterford Council says it's been advised of sightings of Portuguese man-of-war jellyfish on some beaches in the county. The local authority says they can inflict severe stings and contact should be avoided. Acceptable numbers of Portuguese man-of-war jellyfish washed up along the south and west coasts of Ireland over the weekend. Scientists say they've been blown in from recent Atlantic storms. All healthcare workers and people in at-risk groups in Waterford are being urged to get the flu vaccine. Chief Officer of South East Community Healthcare, Kate Colleen White, says last year there was just under 1,300 cases of flu in the South East. She outlines who should get the vaccine.
If you can't get the flu, then you can't spread the flu. The flu vaccine is the best protection that you can get to protect yourself from complications of flu. Vaccination is strongly recommended for a number of people in at-risk groups, including healthcare workers, those aged 65 years and older, women who are pregnant and residents of nursing homes.
She's hoping last year's increase in uptake of the vaccine among healthcare workers will continue.
In South East Community Healthcare, we have been offering the flu vaccine now, commencing that process last week, and the uptake has increased year on year for flu vaccine.
Businesses in Waterford are being asked to get involved in the Shine a Light Night this Friday to raise funds for the homeless. The campaign is being run by Focus Ireland. It's the charity's 8th year running the event in Dublin, but the first time in Waterford. Businesses can organise a sleep out at their own offices or join the sleep out at the Edmund Rice Heritage Centre and sleep out with other teams. Almost 400 households have accessed Focus Ireland services in Waterford this year alone. Jessica Murphy is the charity's marketing and fundraising manager.
So we're bringing the event to Waterford. So we're calling on the business leaders of Waterford and the companies in Waterford to either come and join us in the Edmund Rice Heritage Centre on Friday the 18th of October or to sleep out in their own premises. All of the funds raised will go towards Focus Ireland and the work that they do for homelessness.
WLR Sport.
Tributes are being paid to Michael Brick Walsh, who is expected to announce his retirement from inter-county hurling. There has been no confirmation as to when that announcement will take place, but he's making no comment on the issue at the moment. The 36-year-old played in All-Ireland finals in 2008 and 2017 and collected 3 Munster titles and won National Hurling League winners' medal in his time with the Daisha. Walsh also represented Waterford's footballers before joining the hurling panel in 2003. One of his former managers, Derek McGrath, told Damien Tiernan on Daisha Today that Michael was exceptional both on and off the field.
Obviously an incredible athlete, an incredible warrior spirit, if you like. Something that's intangible almost to people, that what he brings to it. He brought a kind of an energy, he brought a dynamic that's it's immeasurable, if you like. I think you have to kind of see it firsthand, you have to work with it to realise what he brought. But he also brought a crucial ingredient. He brought the whole idea of just perseverance. He's such a warrior, but he's such a really, really good person as well, you know, in terms of how he lives his life.
Another former manager, Davy Fitzgerald, says Brick had the whole package.
We managed to get to All-Ireland and Brick was a big part of that. But then from then on, I decided maybe to give Brick a go at centre-back. To me, it was a great decision. You have a player with vision, a player with heart. He had the whole package, let's be honest. He was relentless. He's a winner. I was delighted to being able to manage someone like Brick.
Elsewhere, 2 Waterford schools begin their Harty Cup hurling campaign this afternoon as the prestigious competition gets underway. Both schools, De La Salle College Waterford and Blackwater Community School Lismore, are both in the same group. De La Salle commence with a tie against Gilcalash Mira on Monsteer Huig from Cork. That one takes place in Bushy Park. Blackwater face St Flannan's from Ennis in Kilmallock, with both games underway at 1:30pm. Now to soccer. Waterford FC make the long journey to face Finn Harps on Friday. Finn Harps face a relegation playoff. Blues midfielder Shane Duggan says they don't know what type of side they'll face, but they will be doing everything to get a win.
I reckon they'll probably play their strongest team They might rest the players the following week. So that's what I think they'll probably do, but you never know. But we'll just go up there and I'm sure we'll prepare for whatever they throw at us, and as I said, go and get the win.
The game will be broadcast on WLR thanks to Clem Jacob Hire, with commentary team Ray Scott and Matt Keane. The Republic of Ireland must win in their final group game against Denmark next month if they're to qualify for Euro 2020. It's after they fell to a 2-0 defeat against Switzerland in Geneva last night. Manager Mick McCarthy still believes they can reach the finals.
The unlikely thing was that we were going to come here and beat that team, and we didn't. So the result, they've deserved to win. They were the better side. We're playing Denmark at home, and I would have took that at the start, and I'll take it now.
That's the latest on WLR. Our next bulletin is at 2.